Good afternoon, everybody. We are live here from the Bill Hunter Arena in Edmonton, where the visiting St. Albert Crude, coming into the game at 3-9, will take on the Edmonton Warriors, sitting atop the North Division at 10-2. Both of these teams coming in, obviously in different positions in the standings, but both with plenty to play for as the Warriors look to solidify their place atop the North Division, while the Crude look to get back within range of the Outlaws for that final playoff spot in the North. It's the Crude and Warriors from Bill Hunter Arena, and we're off here as Wellner Bate grabs that loose ball off the draw, and the Warriors will get the first possession. Here's Luke Royer with it. He plays catch with Dewart. Royer to the other Royer, Ben. Simonson up top to Dewart. And Dickin comes up the half wall. He swings to Ben Royer. Royer shoots that wide, just off the far side. And it'll be a Crude ball. Here's Harris for the Crude. Starting goaltenders here today for the Crude, it'll be Peck. And for the Warriors, it'll be Bialik. Here's Gordon. He throws that to Flett, who will flip back to Stashnik. Stashnik to Ben Royer. Here's Royer down the left side. He swings to Dickin. Dickin up top to Simonson. Simonson gets that down low to Ben Royer. He'll come up top with it. He surveys. He gets it over to Dickin. That's actually Elliott, who is back in the lineup after being injured and out of the lineup last night. And here's Leung. That's James Leung. He'll get that over to Knowlton, who's going to get double teamed along the near boards. And he's going to be trapped there for a second, but he gets out of it. He spins off, and he's going to go right to the net. And he's going to be turned away there by Bialik. There's going to be a back-in call, but now, as that back-in happened, the Crude committed a check from behind, and the Warriors are going to go to a power play here. It's going to be a 4-minute call, and the Warriors are going to hit the power play here. 18:23 to go in the first period, still scoreless. Here's Simonson up top with it. He'll start it up for the Warriors. Ben in behind the net. Simonson up top. He swings it down to Royer, who tried to go cross crease. That didn't work. Simonson back up top with it. Here's to Stewart. And that's a good stop by Peck. Here's Dickin down low on the crease. Ball's back up top with Simonson. Simonson's going to run some motion here. He slips into the middle. You see the Warriors run that play a lot. And Peck stops that. And the ball's going to go back the other way. And that's Dzwanka bowling his way up over center. They're going to call an minor interference call on the Crude. It'll be Warrior ball. And Ben Royer will start back with it. Here's Simonson up top. Royer to Royer. Simonson. Dewart. As the Warriors work it around, and Simonson with a nice skip pass to the far crease. And Dickin deposits that. And on the first half of the 4-minute power play, the Warriors take a 1-0 lead. Here's Brody Stashnik off the draw. The Warrior offense will hit the floor. Simonson to Dickens, who winds and fires, and that goes wide. Ball going to the corner. A couple of Warriors will go and grab that. That's Dickin that comes out with it. Here's Simonson up top. He winds and fires. into the right arm of Peck. And here's Lopez grabbing that loose ball. He's going to look to outlet. And he finds Fodchuk off the bench. He goes out in front to Anderson. And Bialik will turn that away. So the Warriors' power play will resume back in the offensive end with about a minute to go on that said power play. Simonson and Elliott will play catch. Simonson in behind the net to Dickin, who tried to hit a cutting Luke Royer. That did not work. Now the ball is sent back out to Ben Royer on that left crease. He's not able to quick stick that. Now the ball's going to go loose. It's going to be a shot clock violation on the Warriors. It'll be Crude ball with 44 seconds to go in the kill. Here's the captain McBride for the Crude. He's going to work his way up the near boards as he's run over there by Lachlan Gordon. And that's a massive collision between two big dudes. And Gordon got the better of McBride there. It'll be Warrior ball. Here's Simonson. Simonson up top. Goes far crease. Elliott tried to quick stick it. That went wide. Ball's going to go down the floor. Cole Stashnik is going to battle for the ball with Harris. Harris going to come up with it. And now the ball's going to go loose. The Crude picked it up momentarily in behind the Warrior net. Now Schaff is going to come up with it. He's cross-checked from behind. That's going to be a penalty on the Warriors. Ball's going to go loose. It's going to be picked up by Ben Royer. And they're going to blow that dead, and it'll be a Crude power play with 15 minutes to go here in the first period. Warriors leading 1-0. So the power play will hit the floor for the Crude. That's Fodchuk up top with Knowlton and Kerr on the shooters. Schaff and Leong down low. Here's Knowlton winding and firing across the top. That goes way high into the glass. It's going to bounce back down into the Crude zone where it's going to be picked up by Peck. And he throws that over Knowlton's head. And now it's going to result in a breakaway with Honor Farajchuk jumping that. And he comes in on a breakaway and scores short side on Peck. And it's 2-0 Warriors. And those are the types of unforced turnovers you just can't have happen if you're the Crude, especially up a man. That ball gets airmailed over Knowlton's head. It turns into a breakaway. And Anna Farajchuk extends this Warrior lead to 2. Here's Anderson traversing up over center, and he's going to get this to Fodchuk in the Crude power play. We'll look to try and get that one back here. Here's Fodchuk up top. He's going to play catch with Knowlton. Knowlton down low, throws that into Schaff's feet. He picks the loose ball up, and he hits Kerr on the opposite crease. Low shots handled by Bialik. Kerr gets that loose ball. Here's Fodchuk up top. He's going to feed this to the far crease. The ball ends up with Kerr, who shoots it low on Bialik. And that sneaks through. And the Crude cut into the Warrior lead here. It's 2-1. Warriors are going to win this draw and set another offensive setback up here. Here's Simonson as the Warriors look to try and kill the remainder of this 4-minute power play that the Crude have. Harris will protect the ball from the much smaller Royer and let the Crude power play hit the floor. Here's Fodchuk coming in, and he winds and fires. That goes wide. Ball bounces right to Schaff in front of the net. They're going to say he picked that up out of the crease. And it's going to be Warrior ball here. With 12:45 to go in the first period, the Warriors leading 2-1 and looking to kill the rest of this. Now Luke Royer walks right into the middle and fires low short side on Peck. And another short-handed goal by the Warriors, and it's 3-1. And that was just too easy. Royer allowed to just walk right down Main Street and fire it into the net. Warriors up 2. Here's Royer with it on the near boards. He's going to hold. He's going to swing that over to Dickin. Dickin gets that to Dewart. The two righties are going to go to work here. Dickin sets the pick, and Dewart sent that in dangerously. It almost fooled Peck. And now Dewart's going to get his own loose ball here. Still shorthanded with 28 seconds left. They call an over and back. It's going to be a Crude ball. As the Warriors are outscoring the Crude on this current power play 2-1 right now. Here's Fodchuk. Knowlton. Schaff. Gets it up to Kerr. Kerr down to Simon Leung. Kerr is going to wind and fire. Tried to go low again. This time, Bialik shuts the door. And now a nice pickup by Wolney. And a one-handed pass to Flett, who hits Luke Royer cutting to the net. And that's a good stop by Peck as he stood tall. And the Warriors finally get that man out of the box, and we'll go back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. 3-1, the Warriors lead here with 11:15 to go, first period. Here is Elliott. He swings that over to Simonson. Simonson waits for a pick from Royer. Simonson winds and fires. Tried to go 5-hole there. Peck says no. And it'll be James Leung for the Crude, jogging this up to center. He's looking for some help. He gets rid of that to Schaff. Schaff tried to hop around a defender, lost the ball. Ball's going to go to the benches. It's going to be picked up by Fodchuk, who's going to take a shot from well out. That's going to go wide. And they're going to say Warrior ball. Maybe some type of moving pick infraction. I don't know. There was still 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Don't think that ball went out. Maybe it did. I don't know. But here's Simonson. Simonson gets a pick from Ben Royer. Royer rolls off of that to the net. And Peck got a piece of that. Good stop by Peck. And now Simonson hits Royer inside again. He's going to bounce around here and somehow gets back up onto his feet. Comes out in front of the net. Now there's going to be a delayed call against the Crude. And the Warrior power play is going to reconvene here unless they can score 6-on-5 here. Here's Dewart back to Simonson. Simonson inside to a cutting Dickin, and that looked just very easy again as Dickin just trotted into the middle and fired it short side on Peck before he could set. And it's 4-1 Warriors with 9:49 to go here in the first period. Here's Luke Royer walking right down the middle of the floor again. This time he tried to dish it off, and that ball didn't get there. And the Crude now the Crude are going to throw it away. Now the Warriors throw it right back, and so the Crude will get their offensive possession here. A little bit of a sloppy sequence there as Anderson is going to transition this ball for the Crude. And he's going to airmail that over a couple of offensive players for the Crude. And now the Warriors will get the ball right back. As both of these teams look like they want to give the other one some possession time here. But now the Warriors look like they'll get a set. And now Dewart just walks down the middle. And he gets a feed from Ben Royer, and he goes up over top of Peck. It's 5-1 Warriors. And we'll get to it in a second here, but these off-ball cuts are just killing the Crude. It's way too easy for the Warriors to get inside right now. The Warriors win another draw here as Anna Farajchuk circles back. And Stashnik steps around to the top and fires low far side. It's going to be a long one here, it looks like, for the Crude, as right after they make it 5-1, the Warriors go ahead and say, we want to make it 6-1. And that's what they were able to do here with 8:25 to go in the first period. But yeah, the middle of the floor is just wide open here, and it's hard to blame Peck too much. I mean, sure, he'd like a couple of them back, I'm sure, as most goalies would, but the Warriors just have all time and day. They're not even sprinting through the middle. They're just jogging around defenders, catching the ball and throwing a couple fakes and scoring. And the Warriors win another draw. And the Crude need to start gaining some more possessions here. They can't continue to play this much in their own end. They call a moving pick there on the Warriors. It'll be Crude ball with 7:50 to go. Warriors leading 6-1. We thank you for joining us here on CROW LAX TV. Here with you all summer long through the provincials in Beaumont, Alberta, where someone will be crowned Alberta RMLL champions and represent the RMLL at the Founders Cup in Poco, BC in mid-August. Here's Flett working his way in. He shot that wide. The Crude will pick the loose ball up here. That's Lopez. He takes a couple of whacks from Dickin. He gets away and gets that to safety, and James Leung will get the ball up over center. Flip it off to Nolski, and Nolski will sprint down underneath. He gets knocked down by a couple Warriors. They're going to say he went through the crease, but they're also going to say Anna Farajchuk committed an illegal cross check, and it's going to be a Crude power play. And they do give them 4, so it'll be an extended Crude power play here as they look to try and get back into this one. And here's the Crude power play. Knowlton up top to Fodchuk. Kerr. Simon Leung down low. Kerr. Ball works its way around the box. Here's Schaff just throwing that to nobody. Knowlton's gonna race out to center and pick that up. And now Coleman Carey's gonna grab that loose ball and jog into the Crude zone. Here's Royer off the bench. He hits Elliott. Elliott steps around a defender and shoots that wide. Ball is gonna go to the far or near boards, and Royer survives a whack there. Picks up the loose ball. He's got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He's gonna go in behind the net. He tried to toss that out in front. Got knocked down by a Crude stick. And Ducharme's going to pick that up for the Crude and hand off to Anderson, who's going to then hand off to Fodchuk. And the power play quarterback and leading scorer for the Crude will direct some traffic here. Here's Fodchuk up top. Fodchuk surveys. He shoots. That's stopped by Bialik. Picked up for a second by the Warriors, then lost again. And it's bounced into the corner. The ball is going to be picked up by Carey. The loose ball machine's going to send it down floor. He did have Menon on a breakaway, but that pass went in behind him, and then Menon's not able to pick up the loose ball, and the Crude will get another look on this power play with still the first half of it to go. 30 seconds on the first half, 2:30 in total, and now the referee's going to take a little pause here. I'm not sure what's going on. Wanted to discuss. Marc-Andre Filion, the official, wanted to discuss something with the other two officials. Looks like Isaiah Raju, one of the other officials, is a bit banged up, a little bit of a sore wheel. So he'll take a breather in the box, and they'll officiate this game with just two for the time being. Here is Fodchuk, Knowlton. Schaff in front to Kerr, who took a sidearm, and Bialik got a piece of that. Kerr gets the loose ball, and Crude will have a fresh 30 to work with. Fodchuk behind the back to Simon Leung. Kerr, Knowlton, Fodchuk. Behind the back again to Kerr. Kerr shoots that far side. Good stop by Bialik. Knowlton mishandles that for a second. Now he gets it up to Fodchuk. Fodchuk. Kerr. Kerr across to Knowlton, who's stopped by Bialik. Ball's picked up by Schaff to Simon Leung, who tried to throw that through the box. That was knocked down by Gordon. Ball's picked up by the Crude. Here's Fodchuk up top. He hits Knowlton. Good block there by a Warrior stick, and now it's going to be picked up by, I think that's Wolney. It is Wolney. He's going to race out over center. And he hits Flett, who then hits Elliott off the bench. Elliott is going to wait for Simonson. Simonson up top. He's going to patiently just hold on to this as the shot clock winds down. And he's going to hold on to it for the duration and just let the shot clock expire as the Crude have 50 seconds remaining in their power play. 3:50 to go. First period. Warriors 6, Crude 1 here from the Bill Hunter Arena this afternoon. Here's Knowlton with it. Schaff, Knowlton. Back down to Schaff. Schaff looking for somebody. He hits Simon Leung on the opposite side of the floor. Looked like he stepped in the crease there, but they don't say he did. Now the shot clock's going to expire, and it'll be Warrior ball, and it looks like the Warriors are going to kill this one off with only 15 seconds to go in that 4-minute power play for the Crude. So the Warriors will likely just hold here for the remaining 8 seconds, and Honor Frychuk will return to the floor. Here's a hard pick here set by Stashnik for Ben Royer. Royer's going to come back up top with it. Now he tries to hit Dewart on the far side of the floor. That pass didn't connect. And now the ball is going to stay loose, and they're going to say it's the shot clock violation on the Warriors, and it'll be Crude ball. As the clock continues to go here. Crude Nolski is going to run into traffic here, lose it. It's going to be picked up by the Crude. Ball's going to be knocked down by another good Warriors stick. This time it was Menon. And then the Warriors are going to transition this. This is Flett up floor. Flett, he's going to take that look. Peck got a piece of that. And Simonson's going to throw that over to Dewart. Simonson is going to wait for the pick from Royer. He steps around that, shoots, stopped by Peck. Lopez gets that loose ball. And then a nice check over the top from Simonson, who's going to take that loose ball and come in and reach around Peck off of the wrong side of the floor. And he's going to make that 7-1 Warriors. So the big Warrior lefty, who's averaging close to 7.5 points a game, puts another one up, and the Warriors lead here by 6. Here's Dickin out in front to Ben Royer, who took a behind the back shot and hit Peck in the chest. Now Ben gets a loose ball, and they're going to say he stepped or picked it out of the crease, and it's going to be Crude ball. 1:18 to go. First period. Warriors 7, Crude 1 from Bill Hunter Arena. Warriors trying to protect their undefeated home record here at 6-0. They, of course, sit atop of the North Division at 10-2. And the Crude sit at 3-9 at the bottom of the division, looking to try to get back into the playoff race. The ball is going to get sent into the corner here. They're going to tie up. And it's going to be picked up by Menon, and the Warriors offense will come back out for what will probably be one last possession here in the first period. Here's Flett to Simonson. Simonson, Dewart. He gets it down low to Elliott. Back up top to Dickin, who takes a long shot from distance, easily handled by Peck. The ball's going to come back up to almost the center here with Simonson, as the Warriors are going to take Bialik out and go 6-on-5 here during the last 10 seconds of the opening frame. Here's Elliott with it. He surveys. He tried to go down low to the far crease. Now Dickens wide open back door. He gets hit with a pass, and Peck shuts that off. And the first period is going to conclude with the score: the Warriors 7, the Crude 1 here from Bill Hunter Arena. And we thank you for joining us here on CROW LAX TV. We'll be right back with you here in just under 10 minutes time for second period action. Again, it's the Warriors 7, Crude 1. And we'll see you just in under 10 minutes time. All right, welcome back into the Bill Hunter Arena for second period action. The Warriors leading the Crude by a count of 7-1, as it was the first period dominated by the Warriors. Really isn't much else to say about it. Crude look like they're lacking some energy today. We'll see if they can get a hold on this game here in the second frame. Here's Dickin. He plays catch with Royer. Luke Royer up top. Hits cousin Ben. Elliott feed into Simonson, who was cutting back door, but couldn't quite handle that pass as it jammed him up, and now the Crude will take possession. Here's McBride. Hits Fodchuk off the bench. Fodchuk inside and tried to go underneath his defender. Good defense there by the Warriors. Here's Knowlton winding and firing, and he goes off of the crossbar. And that hits the ceiling. It'll be Crude ball. Here's Fodchuk. He hits a cutting Knowlton, who ran himself out of space there. He holds on to it. He tried to hit a cutter there. It was Schaff, and the ball went loose, and the Warriors will pick that up, and they look to transition. Here's Stashniak on a breakaway, and he sails that over the net. It'll be Crude ball. Kerr comes up over center. Kerr, he's checked there by Wolney. Wolney's aggressive on him. And Kerr holds on to it, and then eventually it ends up with Fodchuk, who pulls that ball back short side. Stopped there by Bialik, and now another Warriors wide open here for a breakaway. It's Wilner Bate. Wilner Bate in, and he tried to reach around netminder Peck, and Peck stood tall and keeps this one a 7-1 score. Here is Richardson. He coming up for the Crude. He gets it over to the Crude righties, and now the ball ends up with Kerr. Kerr up across the top. Takes on two Warriors. He's taken down there, and the ball ended up with Fodchuk, who tried to flip that into the middle. It hit carpet and rolled into the boards, and now here's Coleman Carey pushing for a breakaway. Carey comes in and goes 5-hole on Peck. Almost just sort of dropped the ball out of his stick and caught Peck by surprise. I think Peck lifted his stick up. Carey had his stick up high and released the ball from up high, and had Peck second guessing himself, and Peck lifted his stick up off of the carpet, and Carey was able to bury, and it's 8-1 Warriors with 17:49 to go here in the second period. Now the Warriors, I think they've won almost every draw after a goal here in this game, and pretty much every draw period. Those extra possessions obviously add up. And they're in here again, and Dickin faked a shot, tried to feed it to a cutter that missed that intended cutter by a wide margin, and it'll be Crude ball as the shot clock expires. Here's Dzwenka. Throws that into the glass, and it's going to be Warrior ball here as Bialik. Well, Bialik looked like he was going to grab it. Good hustle there by the Crude to go grab that ball. Here's Fodchuk up top. Ball got away from him, and then he's tied up by a Warrior defender, and the shot clock is going to expire. It's going to be Warrior ball. And they call a late interference call here. The shot clock already expired, but they decide to give the Crude the ball back, and here's Leung. Leung up top to Schaff, who got that over to Knowlton. He wound and fired. That goes wide. Ball will go down the floor. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. The Crude will press for a shot. Kerr up over top of a screen. That hits Bialik in the chest. Now they're going to battle for the ball. Ball's going to come out to Fodchuk, who gets stopped again by Bialik. Shut off the short side, and Now the Warriors will look to run out in transition. This is Flett, the former junior A minor from a year ago. Flett hits Stashnik, who tried to hit on a Farajchuk wide open on the crease. Didn't connect, but the Warriors will get the loose ball here with still 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Here's Elliott off the right side. Elliott swings that to Simonson, who quick stick that over top of the net, and it'll be Crude ball. Here's Regan Walker for the Crude. He gets it to Kerr. Kerr will lean into his defender. He gets a shot off. Bialik handles that. Schaff looks to feed inside. That's going to get knocked down by Brody Stashnik, who heads out on a 2-on-1. He's got Wellner Bate as a trailer, and now he hit Luke Royer off the bench, and he quick stick that. That was a good stop by Peck, and Luke goes and gets that loose ball. He'll send that out, and they're going to call the Warriors for too many men. Pretty questionable call there, as there was only 5 guys on the floor. Actually, there was only 4, and the 5th guy was just stepping on. But either way, in an 8-1 game, doesn't really matter too much. Now they're going to, it looked like maybe a water break for the goalies here, and while they do that, we'll step out for 30 seconds and be right back with you here on CROW LAX TV. And now Kerr is going to bring it up over center. He's pressed there by Wolney. Knowlton swings it over to Fodchuk. Fodchuk gets a pick set there by Leung. Fodchuk with a nice drag move around his defender, goes underneath and tried to go short side on Bialik. He closes the door. Now the Warriors will come back up floor with Menon carrying the mail. Menon will get this to Stashnik. Stashnik over to Dewart. Dewart swings it to Simonson. Simonson down low to Royer, who comes up with it. He swings it to Dickin. Dickin up top. Ball gets sent over. Dickin to Dewart. Dewart rips that off of the foot of Peck. Really good save there by Peck, as Dewart had him leaning to the far side and pulled it back short side, and Peck was able to get a toe on it. Ball comes back up top to Royer. Royer to Stashnik to Dewart, who tried to hit this cutting Simonson. Ball's going to go loose. It's going to be battled for. They're going to say interference on the Crude. It'll be Warrior ball. Here's Dickin. Dickin to Royer. Royer tried to flip that inside to Simonson. That went too high. Here's Dewart looking cross floor to Luke Royer. Ball's loose. He's going to battle for it with 2 Crude defenders. It's going to be picked up by Ben Royer with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. A little swim move out of the corner and a no-look pass to Simonson, who quick sticks it into the short side off the wrong side of the floor. And it's Warriors 9, Crude 1. And I will say this, as much as the Warriors score, they need a better goal song. Not a fan of this choice. I know those guys in that room can do better. But either way, They do have a 9-1 lead here. The Warriors will go to work here offensively yet again. Here's Elliott waiting for a pick. That's on a Farai, Chuck and Dickin doing some work on the right side, strong side of the floor. Simonson looked for somebody and then just sort of threw it into the middle. Maybe trying to get a shot on net. Now Dickin's going to push with Searson and they're going to say it's Crude ball. Nothing will come of that. And the Crude will start up floor 12-12, 12:23 to go here, second period. Warriors leading the Crude 9-1. Now this ball is going to be picked off by Wolney, who's had a pretty strong game here, working really hard on loose balls, getting the ball up the floor. And this is going to be a 2-on-1, fled off the wrong side of the floor, tried to hit Luke, and Royer dropped that one, and now the ball is going to go to the boards. He picks that loose ball up, and ball's going to end up with Dickin. Dickin, a little bit of a drag move, and he leaned into his defender and crease dove. That's going to be stopped, and it's going to go off of the Crude, and it'll be Warrior ball with a fresh 30. Here's Dewart, Dickin, Simonson. That ball swung from lefties to righties, and now Ben Royer cuts inside and reaches around Peck and makes no mistake, and that off-ball game continues to kill the Crude. It's 10-1 Warriors. And now it looks like the Crude are going to make the switch here. It's going to be William Horn coming in for Jordan Peck. As the Crude try to gain some type of traction here in this game as this contest starts to get away from them even more. 10-1, we sit halfway through this contest. So now the Warriors will work it in on the left side. Ball swung over to Elliott. Elliott to Dewart. Dewart. Checked there by Anderson. He swings that into the feet of Simonson. The shot clock's going to expire, and it's going to be Crude ball. Anderson's going to be pressured by Wolney, and you've seen Wolney be really aggressive on these guys here in this game. And he strips Anderson, and Warriors are going to cause a turnover there and get the offense right back onto the floor. Here's Dickin, right in, Dickin! And Horn stayed with that, and Dickin ran through the crease to grab that, and it's going to be Crude ball. Although now they're going to say, no, he didn't, and the ball went out, and they're going to give the Warriors another possession here. Here's Elliott. Ball probably could have been given to the Crude there, if I'm being 100% honest, but it'd be Warrior ball. Here's Dickin. Dickin with a swing pass to the far crease. That's Simonson. He picks up his own rebound and fires it off of the crossbar. And now Dzwanka is going to be met by a couple Warriors. He somehow gets the pass off. And that was Knowlton on a breakaway. He's stopped by Bialik. Ball's going to go loose. And now Brody Stashnik is going to go and grab that off of the boards. It's going to be Warrior ball. Here's Simonson out of the far corner. Up to Dewart. Dewart winds and fires, and that's stopped by Horn. So Horn coming in with a few saves to start. And then Elliott with a bounce shot off the carpet. That's stopped by Horn. And now McBride is going to try and handle this loose ball. He's taken wax from Elliott. He eventually picks it up, and now he's going to be pressed here by Pennock. Pennock bothered him enough, but he got the ball away. And now here the Crude were with an opportunity, but they're going to throw that over the intended target's head. And now the Warriors will come back up floor with Wolney. Wolney is going to come in off the wrong side. He fired that pass way behind Simonson. No chance to catch that. And it'll be Crude ball here with Lopez at center. Ball's going to be picked up by Anna Farajchuk. He's checked there, but now Gordon's going to race up and grab that loose ball. Some really disjointed play here in the middle frame. A lot of turnovers and a lot of just sort of helter-skelter play at the moment. Even though the Warriors are up 10-1, I don't know if they'd be that happy with some of the things that are going on here. Now there's going to be a call here. Looks like they're going to get a Crude player. A Warrior player for some type of infraction. For interference is going to be the call. So the Crude power play will go to work with 8:23 to go here in the second period. Warriors leading 10-1. Here's Fodchuk up top. Here's Kerr off the left side. He runs up to the shooter position. Knowlton with a pass down low. That didn't work. And now that was Leung who came out off the boards and hits the post on the far side. It'll be a reset for the Crude here. Kerr brings it back into the offensive zone. Leung over to Knowlton. Leung, Kerr, Fodchuk, Kerr, Leung. Fodchuk with behind the back pass to Kerr, who shoots that 5-hole. And it's now 10-2 here with 7:31 to go here in the second period. And now, off of a partial breakaway, it's Brody Stashnik with a little sort of wrong-handed twister or sort of awkward twister that Peck fought off. And the Crude offense will hit the floor with Fodchuk off the left side. Fodchuk looks for a cutter. He goes up top to Noski, who fires that wide. And now two Warriors are going to come out for that loose ball. Ball is going to be picked up by Knowlton as they overran it. And Knowlton's going to come in and shoot that wide, and it's going to be Warrior ball. Quick update on the out-of-town scoreboard. It was the Olds Mavericks beating the Outlaws earlier today, 8-7 in Olds. So the Outlaws failed to secure that third position, still in the third position, but failed to extend their lead out on the Crude. And it was Red Deer all over Saskatchewan by a count of 14-6. That is in Junior B. And in Junior A, the Miners will play Saskatchewan later today, actually just starting now at the top of the hour. Miners winning yesterday in a comeback, in a surprise comeback, having to surprisingly come back 14-12 over the SWAT. Here the Crude in, that was Schaff with a twister. Ball bounces right to Kerr. He shoots that wide. And now here the Warriors coming out with it. Here's Carey. on the wrong side of the floor. He'll come up. He tried to hit a cutter off the bench, and now Dickin will collect the garbage. Dickin inside, and that hit a Crude stick. I think that was Anderson's stick, and it'll be Crude ball. 10-2 Warriors, 5 minutes to go here, second period. As what I would characterize as a sleepy period here from Bill Hunter Arena. Ball's just going to go off glass here and trickle down the floor. And the ball is going to be sent back down. And as the shot clock was expiring, it's going to be Warrior ball. Here's Anna Farajchuk with it. He gets it to Elliott. Elliott swings to Simonson. Simonson gets it over on the left side. He swims his man and he goes inside and he crease dives. They say he steps in after the fact, and it's going to be Crude ball. As they'll really slowly come up the floor here. And that ball was sent to Fodchuk, wasn't picked up, and now the Warriors are going to come down on a 3-on-1. And that was Gordon. He sends it, after getting stopped, he sends it to Stashnik, who missed the net, and now he's going to pick up the loose change, but now a little bit of a high stick there that goes uncalled, and the Warriors are going to end up with the ball. Ball was sent into Luke Royer, just standing in the middle. He gets stopped. He takes a check from behind. They're going to call it a minor interference, and it'll be a Warrior ball. Quite frankly, this is hard to watch. This lacrosse right now is not the greatest, let's say. Here's Stashnik inside to Royer. That gets stopped. And another stop by Horn, who I believe hasn't let in a goal since he's come in. He's made some good saves here. Credit to him. Here's Dzwanka firing off the wrong side of the floor. That's going to go wide, way wide into the mesh above the glass. And now the Warriors come in with a breakaway. Another stop by Horn. As the ball is going to go loose here into the corner. It's going to be picked up by the Warriors. That's Menon with it. Menon's going to wait up for some more Warriors to hit the floor. Here's Ben Royer with it as he comes out around the net. He threw it behind the back that wasn't caught by Dickin, but now Elliott's going to come off the boards with it. Elliott swings it over to Royer. Royer shoots into the paraphernalia of Horn. It'll be Crude ball. 10-2 Warriors lead. 2:50 to go. Second period. Another really bad turnover here by the Crude. It's going to be picked up by Flett. And the Warrior offense will come back onto the floor. Here's Royer to Dewart. Dewart off of the wall. Now that ball is going to go loose, picked up by Dewart. Dickin circles around his defender. And the shot clock's going to expire after he sent that wide. Crude ball. That's Schaff calling a timeout for the Crude. With exactly 2 minutes to go here in the second period, it'll be a 60-second timeout for the Crude. We'll be back here with you after a quick commercial break here on CROW LAX TV. So we resume play here off of the timeout. Crude possession, 10-2 Warriors. That ball is blocked. Ball goes into the corner, picked up by Kerr. Kerr swings that, but errantly to Knowlton, who picks that up off the ground, and that'll be shut off by Bialik. Here's Crunwell for the Warriors, and he throws a sidearm low on Horn, and the former member of the Crude scores against his former team, and the Warriors extend their lead out to 9. It's now 11-2 Warriors with a 1:31 to go here in the second period. So now the Crude will come out in front with it. It's going to be stopped by Bialik. Be Warrior ball. And I've already said this to a few people in the building, so I'll just say it on the broadcast. If I'm the Warriors, I'm playing a bunch of D guys out the front gate in the third period. I don't think there's any, I really don't think there's any threat of this game becoming in question on the scoreboard. And if I'm the Warriors, I'm protecting my guys, and I'm not even just protecting them, but you don't want the tax on their bodies. There's RMLL season is pretty short. And when you have chances to rest guys, I think you do it. I don't think the Warriors will, but it's something I definitely think about. Here's the ball up top. And Wolney's going to grab this, and he's going to go in on a partial break. Wolney fires that low. And it's a 10-goal lead for the Warriors as they go up by a touchdown plus a field goal. It's 12-2. Here's Harris working his way in. And he decided to. I mean, it looked like he just wanted to run through the net. I don't know if, but anyways, they're going to call a penalty on the Warriors. So with 2 seconds to go in the second period, the Crude will have a power play here that will carry most likely, unless they score here real quick, carry into the third period. And that's what's going to happen here. So we will end the middle frame with the score. The Warriors 12, the Crude 2 here on CROW LAX TV. And we remind you to hit subscribe here all season long through the provincials, through everything that is going to take place here, especially in the North and Junior B division. And we'll have coverage for you right through the provincials in Beaumont in early August. Again, hit that subscribe button, CROW LAX TV, free games all year long. And we'll be right back with you here in just under 10 minutes time. So as we get set here for third period action here at Bill Hunter Arena, it's the Warriors 12, Crude 2. The Crude with that power play carrying over from late in the second period. And they're going to win the draw and start up here. And I saw them. I could read the ref's lips as he came to the box here, and they just announced it in the building. They're going to run this third period straight time. So this period will likely close a little sooner than it otherwise would. Here's Knowlton, and he shoots that into the stick of Bialik, and it's going to be Warrior ball here. Here's on a fry, chuck across center. He's going to go into the corner with it and run back around the net as he tosses that up to Royer. Royer hops around Leung. Leung works him over a little bit, and Royer sends that into Horn. And the Crude move the ball up the floor. Here's Knowlton with it. Knowlton up top to Nolski. Nolski. Fodchuk. Kerr. Fodchuk now on the shooter with Nolski up top. A little bit of a different look for the Crude power play. Here's Nolski. He sets a pick and rolls inside. Ball back up with Fodchuk. He sends that wide. And it's going to be picked up by Wolny. Wolny, long lead pass to Menon, and Menon's going to come in. And he tried to go 5-hole. We've seen a couple guys on the Warriors go 5-hole in this game. Remember, Carey on his breakaway went 5-hole. And it's going to be Crude ball here as Walker picks up the loose change. You can hear a pin drop right now in this arena as Knowlton fires. It's going to be picked back up by the Crude here off of the shot, and they get a reset. And then a shot was sent in by Leung that went wide, and now Wolney's going to go pick up the loose ball. He loses it. Now it's going to get picked up by Flett, and he's going to move back towards his own net to some safety and let the Warrior offense hit the floor. Here's Royer. Royer dances around a defender, goes inside, bounces that up off the carpet. Now they're going to call a penalty on the Crude. I don't know. It looked like incidental contact. I think they're going to call a trip, but it was more of an incidental contact. And the Warrior power play will head back out onto the floor. And just like that, Warriors capitalize. It's 13-2 with the goal by Dewart off of the right side. Faceoff's one back, and the Warriors' Brody Stashnik will collect. And nice pick and roll here. Simonson across net. Tried to go fake far side back short, and Horn able to fight that off. Not sure if he got a piece of it or if it just went over top of the net, but either way, no goal. And now Simonson has it back inside the Crude zone. Simonson up top to Dewart. Dewart to Dickin. He hesitates, fakes a little bit of a shot. Now the ball's over on the left side with Luke Royer. Back to Dickin. Off the swing pass. Then he throws that inside to a cutting Royer. That falls out of his stick and into the stick of Horn. Horn up to Searson. So the Crude come up floor. 14:40 to go. Final frame here from Bill Hunter Arena. Warriors leading by a count of 13-2. Now Kerr just runs through two guys and throws it into the net. 13-3. Some strange goals here today. I will say that. Here's on a Farajchuk off the draw. And now Wellner bait wide open in front. That middle of the floor has been wide open. I'm not sure I've seen a game at this level where guys are literally able to walk right to the net. Sometimes with the ball, like not even off ball, like with the ball. Here's Walker. Walker to Leung. That was a nice flip pass inside to Kerr, and Bialik stops that. Here's Gordon for the Warriors. He gets it to Ben Royer. Here's Luke Royer. Glitching, and it won't even let me click or mute. And if you're experiencing some lag right now, we apologize for that. We'll try to get that sorted out. It might just be the program that is running a little bit out of sync here. But either way, 13-3 here. Warriors leading the Crude. As the Warriors are just going to sit and wait for this clock to reset. They finally pick it up. It'll be Ben Royer with it. Royer down the near boards. He gets it, or tried to get it out in front to Cole Stashnik. Ball gets sent back up to Simonson, who engages his defender. Now, a little bit of a slip pick by Cole Stashnik, and he catches that and tries to go a short side. Good stop there by Horn. Now Searson evades a check from Simonson, and the Crude offense will come out the gate. Here's Knowlton. Knowlton steps up around his check. Try to behind the back pass. That didn't work. That goes in behind the net. It's going to be picked up by the Crude. And that was Leung with it. They're going to say no goal as his feet cross the plane, and it'll be Warrior ball. Here's Flett. Flett to Dewart. Dewart gets it over. Ball ends up with Ben Royer. Royer to Luke Royer, and he shoots that 5-hole. It's 14-3 Warriors. And now here's Chaffin off the draw. Gets that ball back to Nolski. That ball is going to get sent up off the glass up high. And now the ball is going to get sent over to the far wall. Here's Fawchuk. Ball ends up in the crease, and Bialik is going to cover that, and it'll be Warrior ball. Now the ball is going to get sent up to Simonson. There's Dewart. He hands it off to Royer. Royer, Stashnik, Dickin, Dewart. Hits a cutting Simonson, and he throws it around Horn, but wide, and the shot clock will go off, and it'll be Crude ball. Now Warrior possession here again. Here's Luke Royer. He gets it over to Caden Flett. Flett. Ball's thrown up to Dewart. He threw that at the feet of Flett. That's going to roll into the boards. It's going to be picked up by Luke Royer. He swings it to Dickin. He throws it back into Royer. And he's going to get taken down. It's going to be a Crude penalty. And as that ball gets sent up off of the boards, it's going to be blown dead. So as the Warriors go to the power play again, they score again, and that happened really quick again. Feel like I'm saying again a lot, but should have these technical difficulties figured out here, as one of our programs was glitching a little bit and power source was giving some trouble, but should be sorted out now. And off a face-off on a Farajchuk will pick that up, and it'll be Warrior ball. Simonson will collect for the Warriors and get it over to Wellner Bate. Wellner Bate to Dickin. To Simonson. Pick set. He swings it to Dewart to a cutting Wellner Bate. He throws it behind the back. That gets stopped. Now the ball's going to go in behind the net. And it's going to be picked up by James Leung. Ball's going to be thrown to Kerr, who gets met by a double right by the benches. Then he is able to roll out of that and get it to Nolski. Ball swung over to the left side. Now a shot's taken. That's stopped by Bialik. And Warriors will transition. Here's Flett to a cutting Pennock. That ball jammed him up, and now the Crude will pick it up and head north. Here's Knowlton. Knowlton engages a couple of checks. Now he's met by a couple more Warriors. Knowlton drives inside. He's met there by 4 Warriors as everybody converges on him. And now he's tackled by Gordon. And Looks like they're taking both of them. And as they discussed, we'll take a 30-second commercial break. Be right back here on CROW LAX TV. So it'll be Crude ball, 4-on-4. Fodchuk works his way down the left side. He hits a cutting shaft. That's stopped by Bialik as he traps that inside the crease, and the Warriors will head out in transition. Simonson will stop up high. He exchanges with Dewart. And a swim move by Simonson as he throws it around Horn. And it'll be a 16-3 count with 3.5 minutes to go. And they're going to take a couple more players and put them in the box. It looks like they're going to go 3-on-3 here with 3 minutes to go. The score being Warriors 16, Crude 3. As the Warriors are going to go to 11-2, and the Crude are about to drop to 3-10 here from Bill Hunter Arena this afternoon. Your RMLL Junior B out of town score update. Again, it was the Outlaws falling to the Mavericks today in Olds 8-7. And the Red Deer Rampage all over Saskatoon 14-6. And right now, the Miners and the SWAT going at it from Saskatoon. Haven't looked at a current score, but those two teams went at it last night, and the Miners were able to come back and winning that game 14-12. Oh, some massive hacks here by Searson on Dewart. And nothing come of that. And be Crude ball here with a minute and a half mercifully left in this one. Now another delayed call coming up against the Warriors. Ball sent up to Shaft. Nolski. Knowlton throws that ball off the glass, and it's going to be a Warrior penalty here with just over a minute to go as the clock continues to tick down here. Score being Warriors 16, Crude 3. So to finish this one, it's going to be a 5-on-3 advantage for the Crude. Kerr has to jump up for that one. Ball gets thrown down at Kerr's feet. And the ball is going to be battled for here along the board. It's going to be picked up by Wellner Bate. He's going to jog into the Crude zone and flip this one back, and that's going to do it here from Bill Hunter Arena. It's going to be a final of Warriors 16, Crude 3, as the Warriors jump up to 11-2 and the Crude fall to 3-10. The Warriors again solidifying their position in first in the North, while the Crude remain in fourth in the basement of the North Division, as they did receive some good news earlier, as I said, as the Outlaws did lose today 8-7, but they remain a couple games back of that third and final North playoff position. Once again, here from the Bill Hunter Arena, Warriors 16, Crude 3. Everybody that joined in today, we thank you for tuning in to CROW LAX TV. Hit that subscribe button. I promise you there'll be much better games moving forward here as we near the playoffs and into the playoffs and through the provincials. Thanks so much again. This has been Mohammed with you. For my cameraman, Brandon, we thank you for being here with us today, and we will see you again here soon on CROW LAX TV. Warrior 16, Crude 3. So long.